Spoiler warning for Honkai Star Rail up to the end of version 2.5 of Xianzhou's Trailblaze Continuance questline. If you have not reached that point in the story and do not wish to be spoiled, click off and return once you have seen everything that will be covered in this video. Disclaimer, the footage I use for story content in this video was borrowed from other sources. Here's the list of channels and content creators I borrowed footage from. Also, if I get anything wrong, let me know in the comments below.
Practice is over.
Yanqing is the youngest lieutenant of the Cloud Knights and the retainer of the Luofu's general Jing Yuan. He managed to rise up in the ranks due to his immense talent in swordplay. He's also a massive fraud and has lost to everyone he's gone up against in the story, and it only took 4 patches for him to be power crept into oblivion by Jing Liu. Thank you for watching this video. This is one part of a series of analysis videos. Don't worry, Yanqing fans. 3.2 thousand of you, holy sh*. I'm playing around. I promise I'll analyze this boy's lore to the best of my ability. I just made fun of him being considered a super skilled swordsman, but to give credit where it's due, it's accurate. The best way to put it is that Yanqing is the Jogo of Honkai Star Rail, a character who is very strong and skilled, but all their notable fights are against characters way stronger than them. Despite that, Yanqing does get moments to let his expertise shine. His companion quest has him compete against Jing Liu. At the end, Jing Liu pulls off her ultimate move to attack the boy, which he managed to deflect. Now, that alone is a pretty great feat, but it's what he does after that encounter that's crazy. We see in the 1.2 story quest that Yanqing memorized Jing Liu's technique and had already come up with his own version of it, which he uses in his fight with Blade and Dan Heng. And if you think that's a coincidence, Blade points out the similarities of the two moves during the scripted fight.
So familiar. Did she teach you?
To use a metaphor any Sonic fans in the audience will understand, you know how in Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic saw Shadow pull off Chaos Control and from that alone he learned to perform it himself? Yeah, it's like that. And most recently in 2.5, he pulled off this move against Tule. I think at this point we can officially agree he's proven how skilled he is. Yanqing is a super quick learner, a clear sign of his natural affinity for the sword. His high level of skill is also communicated through the sword itself. As elaborated on in Sword Essence, a quest during the first continuance mission of the Luofu, his main sword Yanshou has the capability to fly and move in tandem with one's mind, and Jing Liu points out that's only his main sword. He summons 6 flying daggers, which he controls with Qi, aka spiritual energy, having them soar around and shred through enemies. Being able to simultaneously orchestrate the movements of that many swords is clear proof of innate talent and a dexterous mind. His first character story outright says such skill couldn't be obtained even by Cloud Knight drill masters in a century. And here's this adolescent boy pulling it off like it's no big deal. The Yan in Yanqing means elegant or accomplished, while the Qing part means high-ranking official. Yanqing is certainly a high-ranking official, being the youngest lieutenant. He's accomplished a lot for someone his age, and elegant is a good way to describe his fighting style. However, the origin behind the boy's name goes deeper than that. After all, he's one of several XP characters in HSR. Yanqing is this universe's version of Ma Fei Ma, a man who formerly went by Ma Yanqing. In the world of Honkai Impact 3rd, Ma Fei Ma is one of the 7 swords of Tai Xuan, disciples of Fu Hua. He is the 6th disciple and the only male. Like our young lieutenant in HSR, Ma Fei Ma is a skilled swordsman who was taught at an early age. Due to being an orphan, he didn't have a solid parental figure while growing up. That led to him developing into an unusual man who has a habit of picking fights with random people he sees as worthwhile opponents. Think of characters along the lines of Kenpachi and Inosuke. He's insane and an alcoholic, overall not a great guy to be around. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that for Lo Yanqing. Jing Yuan is legitimately a great father figure and mentor. He recognizes Yanqing's insane level of talent, but also understands that strength alone doesn't make a respectable swordsman. Thus, while teaching the boy swordplay and war tactics, the wise general is also trying to teach Yanqing patience and restraint. Yanqing is associated with swallows, as their likeness is a motif in his outfit. The tiny bird often symbolizes hope, passion, and protection. Yanqing is definitely a kid full of hopeful ambitions. The protection symbolism is often tied to home, and since he's a high-ranked Cloud Knight, he naturally has a duty to keep the Luofu safe. You could also interpret it as him wanting to help the people he's close to, such as Jing Yuan, wanting to carry some of the burdens off the general's shoulders. In China specifically, swallows often represent the coming of spring. That's why one of the light cones featuring Yanqing is titled River Flows in Spring, and even features a swallow in the illustration. One more thing to note is that I think the relatively small size of the swallow can also tie back into Yanqing as a character. At the end of the day, despite Yanqing's many accomplishments, he's a boy, not a man. He has a lot of room to grow and mature. He's got a hollow skull that's filled solely with thoughts about cool swords. As quoted from the boy himself in his third character story, "Interests are temporary, my sword is forever." He hyperfixates on swordsmanship, building up a huge sword collection and aiming to continuously get stronger until he gains the title of Sword Champion of the Luofu, a title that's been vacant since Jing Liu was exiled from the Xian show. He wants to make history and be recognized as the pinnacle of swordsmen for generations to come. Jing Liu's character in part serves as a dark foil for Yanqing. As told in Jing Liu's Myriad Celestia trailer, Jing Yuan's stories of the former sword champion inspired Yanqing to seek the title for himself. Jing Liu shows what the boy could become if he continued down his current path, discarding old personal attachments to keep getting stronger. Jing Yuan is trying to set the boy down the opposite road. As the boy's fourth character story so eloquently puts it, Yanqing is a sword without a sheath. To become a respectable swordsman, he must learn to control his strength rather than obtaining more of it. And he seems to already be on the path of controlling his strength by realizing why he wants that strength in the first place. His speech during March to Mastery describes the character development Yanqing has gone through up to this point. After his encounter with Jing Liu, he's been in a rut, feeling lost with next to no self-confidence. Because of that, he began to wonder what his purpose was for wielding a sword, and after talking to Zhao Qiu, he's come to find his reason.
As a member of the Cloud Knights, and the General's apprentice, I've had a weight on my shoulders. And I know there's still more to shoulder. But when I wield my sword, it feels like I'm letting go of everything. I love the feeling of giving it my all, facing any obstacle in front of me, pressing forward. That's why I wield my sword.
I'm really glad I did this analysis for Yanqing. He was a character I was pretty indifferent to prior to working on this project, but as I did research and wrote this script, I grew an appreciation for his characterization. And hopefully this video was able to do the same for people watching who similarly felt indifferent towards him. Before I end the video off with my usual outro, I want to give a quick shout out to Manny, aka Mancarsua. He shouted me out in his wrap-up video nearly a month ago, but I waited until now to return the favor since it would make the most sense to shout him out during an HSR video. He primarily makes HSR related content, especially analyses of lore and characters. So if you enjoy me overanalyzing characters, you'll get a kick out of his content as well. So go check him out and let him know I sent you. Thank you for watching this video. This is one part of a series of analysis videos on the Xian Show's cast of characters. If you want to see me analyze another character from the Xian Show, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future uploads. Also, like this video to let me know if I did a good job. As a smaller content creator on the platform, engaging with my videos really, truly helps me out. Thank you once again for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and until we meet again, take care.